extra glue we can use?
Not really. Okay, so before we start on the mortar for the hearth, I want to talk about this wiring and how I have it laid out. You can see I got a couple pieces of T111 put up, and that's the siding we're going to do all the way around. I've also got Z flashing for above it here, but you'll see that when I get to it. But yeah, T111, we're going to do this whole cabin in, and it's actually going to be a very unique color. It's not going to look like any other cabin in the woods that I've seen up here. So, but let's talk about this wiring. Okay, so this wiring right now, the wire from the generator, the extension cord, is plugged in to this plug, and there's two here. Well, one, you see, has this end, the plug has this, and they actually make extension cords that have like a cap on it that can screw into this and weather seal, and eventually that's what I'll get put up here. But for right now, this is what I got. All right, so this plug goes to this transfer switch. We'll talk about that in a minute. This plug can power the entire cabin. This plug right here. This plug right here charges the batteries. So once the batteries are in there, this plug right here will charge the batteries from a generator. And like I say, this plug right here can power the entire cabin. And it goes to this transfer switch. So these are just off of Amazon. I mean, they got a little green light when it's got power to it, which is kind of helpful, I guess. Not really, but I mean, I guess with two it could be helpful. But anyway, yeah, these are just off of Amazon. The extension cord is off of Amazon, and so is this transfer box. It's a manual generator transfer switch. But I'll hop up here. I have it a little higher off of the ground because like I can just reach up and reach it, right? But the kids can't. So if we open it up, you can see it's basically this plug comes up and goes to these top lugs. Goes to these top lugs. And basically all this transfer switch is doing is making a splice in whatever wires you have running to it. And everything here is less than 30 amps. I mean, the plug-in from the generator is going to can pull 30 amps, but I don't have anything in here running over 25 amps. The inverter doesn't push anything more than 25 amps. It doesn't pull anything more than 25 amps. The only thing that could pull more than 25 amps would be if we have the cabin running on the generator, the up position. Then it technically could pull 30 amps, which is why everything that could have 30 amps going through it has 10-2 wire. So we should be good to go. But yeah, I mean, it's basically just a giant splice in the wire. And it's really simple, and this goes into the breaker box. The yellow Romex is coming from the inverter. And then, so this one's the inverter, the top lug is generator, this is the load out going to the breaker box. So, I mean, it's ridiculously simple. You just have two powers coming in, you have your load going out, and you get to choose, flipping it up or down, which power you want to power the box from, the inverter or the generator. Super simple. You don't have to have these plugs. You could do it a different way, but I think it looks much cleaner this way. So that is the wiring. Honestly, I'm not sure what to say. We've been really pushing on this thing. To be honest with you, I don't know if burnt out's the right word, or I'm just wore out, you know. I haven't filmed a whole lot because I almost have to make myself do it sometimes because I'm just dragging, you know. It's just hard. I've been working about 50 hours a week, I would say, at work, and then coming home and, you know, working until sometimes 7:30. So at the end of the week, I'm just so burnt up. And then you add that together for the last 3 months or whatever it's been, and yeah, I'm just wore out, you know. What makes it really cool though is and I called Jason over at Hamilton Ranch earlier because I got the wiring done. Well, I got the transfer switch wired up and I was testing a plug out, and you know, that interaction with him, as small as it was, and as insignificant as it may have seemed at the time, it just helps having somebody smile back at you. And, you know, other than the people that do every day, you know, my wife's my biggest cheerleader, but whenever, you know, me and Jason we were on FaceTime, and, you know, when you talk about the things that you're doing, you know, I've got power now in the cabin, and it's like it's a huge deal, and I've been pushing so hard to get to that point that it may not seem like a huge deal to me, you know. And when me and Jason were on the phone, you know, just like him realizing that I've got power to the cabin and I've done it right, I haven't screwed it up, and, you know, he just smiles big, and you know, that type of stuff helps. It really does. So thanks, Jason. But yeah, no, I'm just wore out, man. And filming is hard because I don't feel like a lot of it's interesting, but yeah, it's just tough. I brought some more insulation down here, and that's what brings up another point, is that you know, everything here, everything, this door, all the zip board, the windows, every board here, every nail has been brought down here. And by that I mean carried on my shoulders, carried on the four-wheeler. My wife, she's carried it. The kids have carried some. Every piece that is here has been manually carried to where it is now. And I don't know how else to explain it other than I'm just wore out. I'm sitting on the front steps having a Dos Equis, and I'm just thinking about it, you know. It's just so much. You might see, and I mean, you guys have seen, because now there's almost 700 of you guys watching me, which is insanity. But you guys don't see everything, obviously, and it almost looks so easy. And it is not. I'm telling you right now, this shit is tough. It's tough. It's tough, man. Especially here lately. It's been tough. It's because I'm just struggling to keep going, you know. But in the end, it's going to be worth it. And I've never mentioned it before, but all of this cabin, this land, every bit of it is paid for. We don't owe anything on it. So at the end of it, it's ours. Which I've worked so long to get to, you know. Holy smokes. I don't know. I hope you guys are enjoying what I'm putting together. Most of the time, I'd say 90% of the time, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Filming wise. I mean, I know what I'm doing with this. Some people might say otherwise, but I mean, filming wise, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just throwing this thing up, and you know, you guys are watching it. Almost 700 of you guys. Holy crap. You know, I started this out just so family down south could see what we were doing. But anyway, I gotta throw this rant in here because you guys gotta know that doing this is tough, man. It is tough. And every once in a while, it's okay to sit on the front steps, enjoy your view, have a beer, and just have a rant. So that's my rant. I know there's not much in this video because all I've done is wire this thing. Wire, wire, wire. And I hadn't wanted to film a whole lot of it. But thank you for being here. It makes me want to keep going when all I want to do is sit here and just have a few more. Thank you. should be able to see me struggle putting this in though. Because when I framed this, kind of made it hard on myself for insulating. But I think it'll fit. Oh, I know it'll fit. I just did the one under it. Is this 2x4 or 2x6 here has made it up to one that's laid like this, going up and down. So you got to squeeze that insulation, squeeze it, tuck it in, let it expand, and make sure you get all the way back to the sheathing so you get your insulation value, and then run it all the way up. Makes it tough, but this is the best way I know to frame it. I don't know. Also, I have terrible news. Almost cut my face off. I have terrible news. I just drank the last Dos Equis, so we're out of beers. And then we're gonna do the grout on the hearth for the wood stove. So we can get the wood stove in here. The knife I'm using is a bread knife. I stole from my wife. With permission to steal it, of course. You guys still can't see shit, can you? That's okay. You can see me. That's what you're here for, right? See me, not see me build this thing. Right, so there's our insulation for what I'm doing in this episode. We've got part of the kitchen wall. We've got the whole front wall. We've got the whole left wall. All done. So we got the back wall to do, part of the right wall to do, and then we gotta do the gable ends, and then the roof, and then we gotta put poly on everything. What I'm doing there is I'm putting 6 mil poly on everything for a moisture barrier. I'm kind of nervous about that, but everybody up here tells me that's what I need. I've never done that before. But when you think about how moisture transfers from inside to outside and outside to inside. It makes sense in a cold climate to have a moisture barrier on the inside, to prevent moisture when heat is created inside and it's so cold outside. It pulls the heat out and the moisture along with it, and that gets trapped in your walls. Now what makes me nervous about that is the poly, you're getting trapped behind the poly. So you guys have to let me know if that is an absolutely terrible idea, but right now that's the plan. So I still got to get the baffles for the rafters, but that's a little bit of work involved with that. So yeah, now we are on to doing the grout in this. I'm using type S mortar. I'm gonna mix it a little dry. We're gonna pack it in, get it brushed around. I want to make it look as natural as I can. So I'm gonna do it dry, let it set up just a little bit until you can just barely crack the surface of it. And then I'm gonna brush it out. Not brush it all out, but like brush the crumbs out. That way it gives it a more natural look. So we'll see how that turns out. Probably gonna turn out terrible, but that's what we're doing next. If the wife doesn't call and tell me supper's done. If supper's done, I'm going to eat supper because I'm starving. So that's coming up. So if you haven't figured it out yet, I've never done this before. Never. This is the second time I've ever messed with mortar. It's looking okay. I think it's doing what I want it to do. I didn't want it to look perfect. You know, I didn't want the joints tooled perfect. I wanted them to the joints to roll and float with the rocks, because the wood stove has adjustable feet on it. So, I mean, that gives me about that much room to adjust to level it. So I don't need this perfectly level. And it's not. But I think it's looking really good. It's a little hard to tell on camera just exactly how it looks, but I mean, it's looking how I want. Like I say, it's only the second time I've ever messed with mortar. I think this part's gonna be a challenge. I might have to mix it a little wetter to get it to stick. But no, it's going okay. We've got to go to town because I've got to get some more pants because I have ruined all of my pants. And we don't have a washer yet, so it's a pain when you only have enough pants to get through a couple of days. But it's looking great, man. So when we get back, we'll see how it looks, and we'll have to sweep it off. Okay, so this is done. Yeah, I mean, I think it looks pretty good for the first time that I have done that. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I ran out of phone storage, so that's why you guys missed me finishing it up, because I didn't realize it until after I was done that it was out of storage. So that's done. I have used up all of my materials that I have on site or on hand. So what I've got to do now is pivot, and I mean, it's late in the day already. We got a few hours of daylight left. So I figure let's put the roof on the woodshed, or the wood rack. Not really a woodshed. It holds exactly a cord though, which is kind of cool. So we're gonna put the roof on that, and we'll probably do some firewood because I have used up everything that I have in here that I can do. So yeah, let's put the roof on the woodshed. Now I'm not gonna get too fancy with this. I'm just gonna do it as quickly and as fast, and quickly and fast are the same thing, I guess. I'm gonna do it the most efficient way possible. I'm not gonna try and square anything up. I mean, the thing's made out of pallets and freaking poplar sticks. So I'm just gonna throw this roof on there, screw it up, and we might go find something to cut for firewood. Well, it's crooked as crap, but we have a roof on our wood rack, and see, it's made with pallets, a couple of scrap 2x4s I had, and then some poplar sticks. And we've started another row here on this pallet, but this holds exactly a cord is the way I built it. Even with it stacked up high, drops down the 3 rows, exactly a cord in that little rack. So this one holds, like, once it's stacked up to about here, with 2 rows, it'll be like half a cord to almost 3/4 cord. So yeah, so we have got a cord and a quarter.